Hello, welcome to the IWOCon 2021. We are playing just a few demos this time and we are now on At Eve's Awake. I think it's a point and click, I'm not quite sure. I think it's a little bit horror-y. I'm also not quite sure, so let's just give it a start. Narration. Before everything can begin, there is a choice that must be made. What kind of language do others use to refer to you? Oh cool, so it's asking like your pronouns. Very well, now listen to me. Join us for the convergence. The letter... Hold on a second. Right, so I did look in the settings and there is a typewriter speed, so I'm going to just... speed that up a little bit. Join us for the convergence, the letter told you. The same letter that brought you all the way here, before the gates of a castle that should have been forgotten. As you stand before these gates, a sense of intense familiarity creeps up on you like an unwelcome guest. But where does this feeling come? But from where does this feeling come? You don't know. As the gaps in your memory were filled by a festering void, what you do know is that your mother was always there for you. The only one left in your life after the car accident. The one that robbed you of your memories and your father. Okay, so we've been in a car accident and got amnesia and our dad died, right? Leaving you with your mother who was always there for you, and now there is only you. The medics said they found your mother lying dead in the kitchen. An accident with the stove led her to choke on the fumes. It was a peaceful death they assured you, but to you, a death nonetheless. Well, that's pretty tragic. And now with no memory, no family, no purpose, you may as well have died yourself. If it was not for the letter beckoning you, if it was not for the letter beckoning you to this wayward place, who knows what would have become of you. Read the letter, or no need to read it. Well, we're going to, read the letter. Dear cousin, it is with deep sadness in my heart that I inform you of the passing of your grandmother, Eve Portwatcher, it's not Pooh Watcher. Portwatcher, maybe. Please join us as we come together to mourn her passing and celebrate her achievements. Should you accept this invitation, I might be able to shed light on the deaths in your family. Some were not accidental. The time is now for you to step up and take your rightful place. The convergence awaits. Yours sincerely, Lisbeth Stahl. The U's look like V's, don't they? It's confusing to the eye. So Eve is our grandmother. Lisbeth is our cousin. Okay. Here you stand. Whatever awaits you shall shape your fate forever. What happens if we walk away? We'll enter the grounds. As you come closer to your destination, you begin your walk down the long stone path, the dampened thuds of your footsteps being the only sound you can hear. Now closer to the building, you finally encounter life. People in fresh, crisp uniforms, restraining in a way that only new fabric could be. They look somewhat surprised, as if you've arrived a little too early. And some look at you with a glint of recognition in their eyes. But the most important image is the one you have of yourself. And that is... Okay. I am tough. I can't ever be meddled with. I notice, deduce, and know to keep quiet. Or I am a charmer, eloquent, and persuasive. This one. I notice, deduce, and know to keep quiet. So that's someone that's like observant, right? And just keeps to themselves. To the frequent frustrations of your mother, there was never a question you didn't ask. You spot every important detail, repeatedly draw the right conclusions and variably have the right piece of information. Invariably, sorry. Hell yeah, that's me. CtrlAltNoob. And most importantly, you now know when it's best to shut up. Wits is a dangerous weapon and you know how to use it discreetly. Yes, an apt conclusion. That is me. The staff still observes you with a mix of curiosity and restraint. You return the same knowing look at the members of staff and thereby acknowledging their existence. The few members of staff appear shocked as you attempt to show your good nature, as if they had not anticipated being seen. You feel good about your choice. Okay. So I guess all of this will change depending on if we'd have been tough, we might have intimidated them or something like that. Though it feels like something in the back of your mind is screaming. It's very pretty artwork, isn't it? Your mind soon turns back to reality as you stand before the entrance of the mansion. Perhaps it was due to the mismatch of eons in its architecture, the unevenness of its stone paths, the fading lacquer, or perhaps it was the rusted ironwork that betrayed a glory once, but never again. What? That betray a glory once, but never again, and its garden overgrown with hawthorn and thistle. Regardless, here you stand. In front of the large doors that guard the entrance of the castle stands a woman patiently waiting for you to approach her. She tries to wait, but impatience seems to strike at her. She speeds up to you and presses her hand into yours. Lisbeth, this is our cousin, right? Ah, the arrival of the 11th child. It's good to see you again. The 11th child? Let me introduce myself. I'm Lisbeth Stahl, and I will be your guide. Lisbeth from the letter. That's correct. I'm so very sorry to hear about your mother. My sincere condolences. Thank you? Like, that seemed a bit rude, just being like, you owe me answers, man. You must be tired and famished. I could either help you to your room or provide you with some food. What would you prefer first? I have some questions, actually. Yes? Ooh, what is the convergence? A family reunion, but again, all in due time. Do you have any other questions? So, why not just call it family reunion, the convergence? 11th child, what does that mean? There are 12 of you, but again, all in due time. Okay, fine. What is this building? A family home of sorts. I'll provide you with a small tour before the funeral. Do you have any other questions? Tell me about yourself, Lisbeth. She briefly freezes up as if she didn't expect you to ask that question. Why, I don't quite know you yet myself, so forgive me for not giving a straight answer to that question. For now, I will tell you I'm here to guide you. Are you not our cousin? Well, that's all the questions. She grabs hold of your suitcase. See our grandmother. Eat or room. Let's see if we can see the grandmother. Oh god, we actually are. Upon entering the grey hall, you feel like you're not supposed to be here yet. Oops. A young man looks up at you, perturbed, as if he was previously lost in thought. Lisbeth, however, gestures you to come along with her towards the podium. Where are you taking me is a bit of a dumb question when we've just asked her to take us to see. We're approaching the man, Ronaldo, Lisbeth, and Eve's grandchild. Oh, of course, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you at first. Did we interrupt you? So I think all the blue ones are like because of the option we chose at the beginning, and then if we chose a different one we would have different questions that we could ask, right? I had to see it for my own eyes. And now that I saw it, and it feels disappointing. See what? Eve. Well, you know Eve. Remind me. Oh, right. You're from those who leave. You're actually here. What? My name is Ronaldo. Yeah, what? From the branch that leaves? Hasn't Elizabeth told you about that yet? All in time. You haven't told Eve's grandchild yet about the 5 families? What about convergence? Did you say anything about that? 5 families. Do you want me to do it, or will you, Elizabeth? Well, this is as good a moment as any. Right, tell me please. So, convergence. Convergence is when all our lineages come together and elect a new head of our families. Our families represent the 5 directions humanity has chosen to express itself in. Tradition, wealth, creativity, submission, and treachery. So it kind of feels like tribal, but except culty. Those who lead, those who accrue, those who create, those who serve, and those who leave. So I guess we're one of the leavers. It's a perfect system, is it? Ronaldo looks like he just swallowed something nasty but says nothing. Why do the families need a head? Elizabeth and Ronaldo exchange looks with one another. That's something we cannot verbalize, not until the ceremony. I do have issues with that. Is that us? We have no idea what's coming. It is a perfect system. Oh my god, I'm so... we are in a cult. A moment of uncomfortable silence hangs between them. Tell me more about convergence. It's when our families come together to elect a new leader. In practice, it means all us candidates start murdering each other. What? I was just about to say, this could just be a joke that he's saying. But I was just about to say, what if we have to fight to the death? Wait, murder? No one is killing anyone. You should have told Eve about that. She murdered people? She did what was necessary to accomplish her goals. That is all that matters. Is it? Tell that to the families of the victims. Because they'll be gunning for a grandchild here. Uh-oh. I didn't do anything. It hurts when other people decide your life, doesn't it? You've both been given an opportunity many would move mountains for. Don't waste it. Stop being so vague, though. As you may have heard, I am of the family that serves. Ronaldo here is an artist from those who create. And I'm from those who leave. Correct. What does that mean exactly? It means that every convergence, people of your family are invited to join. You bring a much needed perspective from outside. You are naive, open and curious, flexible. Okay. And you're the only one allowed to choose whom to aid or even join a different family altogether. I wouldn't recommend it. In fact, I would walk away. What happens if I do? You'll be the only one who's free. Well, until next convergence. How do we know that we'll forget everything though? I see you figured it out, yeah. I haven't figured shit out, mate. I don't have a clue what's going on. How? Some things will become clear after the ceremony. You're keeping things from me again. I don't take any enjoyment from it, if that helps. Well, I guess that's all my questions. All of this must be really confusing to you. Incredibly confusing. It must be frustrating relearning all of this every decade or so. How old are we? How many times have we done this? Fortunately... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm yawning. Fortunately, you've got Lisbeth to teach you the ropes. If anyone knows how this all works, it's her. Thank you for the compliment. I'm not sure if it is, but I'm happy you choose to see it that way. I mean, she's someone who serves, right? An uncomfortable silence lay itself down between them. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone with my thoughts again. Of course, we'll see you at the funeral. Without waiting for your approval... Lisbeth walks toward the stage. Once there, she gestures softly toward the display. Your grandmother. There she lay, right at the end of the hall, in a casket more ornate than functional. Her eyes are slightly open. On her lips laid her last word, and in her hands is the last ounces of life. Something jabs a thin needle into your memories. Slowly and painfully you come to a realization. You know her, and seeing her laid dead before you, this long-held and deep-seated anxiety in the pit of your stomach begins to subside. Laid to rest. Wait, we're glad that she's dead? I can give you a moment alone if you'd like. We'll ask, who was she? Eve. She was Eve. Well, we know she was Eve, man. You were close. Here, look at this. Lisbeth shows you an old photo. The photo shows you Eve with a collection of teens. You recognize yourself and some of the others you've met so far. Eve looks sternly across time and space right into your soul. That moment, there are only her eyes forcing Eve's presence into you. This was during last convergence, 5 years ago. Shortly after she took control and never let go until her very last breath. So we were a teenager 5 years ago. So we're like 20, right? It is awe-inspiring to see how much one can accomplish in only 5 years' time. You notice a twinkle in Lisbeth's eyes. Was she important to you? I am here to serve. That is all there is to me and my relation to Eve. But you're on first name basis. That's not her given name, that's her purpose. All those who lead us are first of man, Eve and Adam. I hope you too will become them. Oh, okay. Why not lead yourself? I am just here to serve. But also I am disqualified. I was born without gender and thus can neither be Adam nor Eve. How do you know? I was told, and to be fair, it feels right. I have some more questions. This is so strange. How do I fit in this? You're of those who leave. At every convergence, you return to claim your position among us. What does that mean? What does this mean? It means that every convergence, people of your family are invited to join in. I get that. You bring much needed perspective from outside, yeah? Oh, you've told me this. Do you have any other questions? My grandmother led the families. She prevailed last convergence, and as a first in 500 years, she managed to do so without joining another family. Sadly, no matter how smart and cunning one is, death will come for us all eventually. Do you have any other questions? Well, I've asked all my questions now, but I also feel like I've got more questions. Hope this makes everything clear. Did my father die last convergence? For a moment you think Lisbeth won't answer you. I promised you to tell the truth, didn't I? Did I not? One of the people attending the convergence killed him. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you who. But it was a car crash, right? And we were in the car too. Can't, but you know whom? As I said, I can't tell you. I'm sorry. I'll leave you with her if you like. Yeah. Elizabeth creates some space between you and your grandmother. Oh, inspect the body. Try as you might, you can't see anything strange about her. Which is strange in itself. Dead bodies are strange things, something akin to a realistic doll but with something missing. But not her. She looks like she'd jump and give you a real scare. Say a prayer? Why not? You didn't think you were religious, but something in your mind stirs. I mean, I don't know. Let's say a Wiccan prayer. Oh my goodness. Mother Goddess, Father God, let them walk your blessed gardens. We shall meet again. You had thought it would give you a little relief, but as the silence falls once more, all you can feel is being judged by something. Return to Elizabeth. You glance at Elizabeth, and she joins you again. As Elizabeth leads you to the exit of the Great Hall, you pass the man from earlier. Ronaldo looks deep in thought. As for us, where would you like to go? Okay, so we could have probably done these all in different orders, right? But it was probably going to be the same type of thing. Kitchen. Let's get some food. Elizabeth takes you into the kitchen. Your luggage wheels jitter along the stones with her steps. As you enter the kitchen, you're met with the whiff of fresh bread, roasted meats, and undercurrent of caramelized sugar and alcohol. Between the hustle of members of staff hurrying along their prescribed routes, two young people sit laughing behind a plate of eggs and bacon. They look exactly alike. One of them notices you and nudges the other enthusiastically. We got some twins? Cora, is that... Oh my, it's... Cora and Corvus. I mean, they don't look exactly alike. Victim 11 has arrived. What a pleasant surprise. We half expected someone to have dragged you into the bushes already. Holy crap. Victim 11? Before you can finish your first word, the twins interrupt you, clearly focused on the conversation they're having. Tss, Corvus, that's against the rules. Oh, yes. The rules. Have to keep this all civilized. Elizabeth clears her throat loudly and positions herself in between the twins. The two loud birds are scavenging for food. The two loud birds scavenging for food are Corvus and Cora, the Van Roykilo twins. Sorry, Roykilo twins. Give me a moment. I'll see to it you'll get your lunch. Who gave you permission to speak? Cora, we're all equal now, or at least until this charade is over with. Anyway, good afternoon, Victim 11. Welcome to the Convergence. I see you're also here to make friends. We're here because we have to. Let us have our fun. If it makes you feel any better, whatever happens, we're all doomed. Elizabeth throws an angry look at him. I mean blessed. We're all blessed. Right, but who are you two? As Elizabeth just told you, hidden in a vague insult, the Van Roykilo twins, you may have heard of our family before. Nope, I have not, and that's why I asked, who are you? Sorry, drawn a blank. Oh, never mind then. We're good people. Sometimes. Hope to stay friends. I think we've exchanged enough pleasantries. I have no idea what is going on. I don't know any of these people. Elizabeth guides you with her hand towards the other end of the kitchen, outside hearing range of the twins. She puts a platter before you with various lunch foods. It looks fancy, but there is something madly off-putting about it. As if the sight and smell didn't quite match up. You take a bite and your teeth hit something unexpectedly solid, or without making too much fuss, you remove it from your mouth and inspect it. In your palm lies a small ivory white piece of something. Yikes. That's enough for me, thank you. Like, would you dare eat something here if you've just been told people are going to want to murder you? You see Elizabeth stare at the twins from the corner of her eyes, but as soon as she sees you finished, she switches her attention back to you. Let me take you to your room. Okay, thank you. Elizabeth leads you down a row of corridors, up a large flight of stairs. It occurs to you the castle is considerable in size, perhaps almost hiding its immensity beneath the veneer of forlorn glory. Elizabeth stops before your designated room. A surprised frown appears on her face. A loud call comes from within the room. "Oh, Elizabeth!" you hear in a sing-songy voice from the room. An older woman waddles out and pulls Elizabeth inside. You choose to follow. That was a mistake. Because as you enter, your eyes are immediately drawn towards a man lying across the bed, stark white, naked, dead. There he is. A large chef's knife stands proud as its blade is pierced right through the man's sternum, all the way down to the fabric of the mattress. We're gonna stay quiet. Oh, Patrick, you idiot. What did you get yourself into? Just a casual murder. Diana. Are you honestly surprised? No, not at all, Diana. That makes two of us. Okay, this got interesting all of a sudden. Wait, is that the 11th child? Oh, bless. It's good to see you again. You've grown into quite the looker. Point repeatedly at the dead corpse. I'm gonna use our special option, right? You don't seem upset. Trust me, you'd murder Patrick too if you'd remembered him. A sleazebag, a conman, serial abuser, and those are just ways people would compliment him. I don't think I've ever experienced a convergence with someone being killed beforehand. I love how like casual it is that people get killed at this family reunion. This could potentially become an issue. Would it? Interesting. Well, I suppose now the twins will have to fight over who needs to take his place. Is it like the twins' dad or something? Because that's pretty cool. Shouldn't we do something? There is little we can do for him now. However, someone broke the rules. Are rules that important? Oh, that was the wrong answer. Rules are what separate us from the rest of mankind. So yes, rules are important. So we are like some sort of higher people than the rest of the world. But it did make me wonder who would stand to gain most from this. I mean, is that a cook's knife? The twins were in the kitchen. If you believe any of us, I can assure you we have little to gain. Oh, Bethy, don't bother. Your lineage is as obsessed with this as we are. You're always so good at pretending you're not. She then turns back to Lisbeth as she seems to find you... Turns her back to Lisbeth as she seems to find you more interesting. Who are you? Diana of the delightful Packthea family. We had some interesting conversations during the last convergence. Are you still dating that rapscallion? Absolutely, we got married. As soon as you utter those words, it somehow feels correct. Oh, correct. I thought that said incorrect. I was like, oops. Do you want there to be a loving partner waiting for you at home? Nah, I've changed my mind. The thought fades from your mind. I was just trying to get it to back off. Is no one going to take care of him? Yes, Lisbeth. take care of that. Oh, nice. Diana, it's the convergence. Diana's eyes grow as if she just realised she did something foolish. Of course, we'll get someone else to clean up. What, is that because, she shouldn't be, like, serving on everyone here or something? Because maybe everyone's equal? I don't know. You call me the 11th child. Oh, we're getting to that soon. Please be patient. Oh, Bethy, you're so terrible at this. Yeah. You're the 11th child because there are 12 children and thus 12 candidates for convergence. Of course, there are candidates of quality and then there are those like you. But I take a liking to you, so do try to stay alive. That's harsh, man. Like you, so we are not a candidate of quality, of course. She gives you a simper of a smile, but her eyes betray no sense of camaraderie. Police, anyone? Ah yes, you're entirely unaware of how things go around here. Suffice to say, the police will never set a foot in here. Why is that? Because we won't let them. And if you do let them come, well, you might be joining Patrick here. It's such a cult. Now, Diana, that's uncalled for. She throws a look at Lisbeth. So, you found the body? Ah, you're gonna play detective, are you? Hells yeah. Just say, oh, you are sus, Diana. Do you see blood anywhere on these clothes? You could have worn an apron. I could have. And what are you gonna do about it? Say nothing. That's what I thought. But just to satisfy your curiosity, all I did was find him. I never killed him. Okay, I think I'd like to leave. And I suppose someone should go and inform Corvus and Cora now of their participation. 13 children this time, a record. Diana leaves the two of you with the corpse. Upon hearing the last remark, Lisbeth looks up in surprise. So 13 is unusual? It's never been 13. Some will argue it never can be 13. Why is that? Regardless of what will happen now, the game has changed. The game. I will inform the staff of this, and I'm sure they'll get you a cleaner room. This is our room. No, it can't be because this is Patrick's room, right? He can just stay here. He just lives here now. We should leave before anyone starts drawing inconvenient conclusions. And some fresh air will be nice too. She puts your luggage outside the room and leads you back to the courtyard. Back in the courtyard, you see Lisbeth taking out a pack of cigarettes and light one up. She holds a pack of cigarettes in front of you. The dead corpse in my room? That's in Plainosm. All corpses are dead. Fair. A dead person stabbed. I am concerned. Someone broke the rules. This is not supposed to happen. Not yet, anyway. So the rules are that people can murder at certain times. So murdering is part of the deal? It is not. Unfortunately, that does not stop some people to think it is. But to take out the competition beforehand... Regardless, he is dead now. Hopefully we can continue the convergence still. Why does this need to happen? Lisbeth takes another hit from the cigarette before she speaks. There are forces. No. You'll see at the funeral. Just a few more hours. Oh, tell me more, man. Diana mentioned the twins? Yes, family of Patrick. They'll have to take his place. Well, one of them has to. But then, didn't you say it would be 13? So does that not mean both of them were? Interesting reaction from Diana. Diana Diana sees everyone as competition. She might not be participating, but she certainly wants her horse to win the race. Knowing her, she's in the kitchen right now, gleefully explaining the twins of their participation. What now? Your room should be ready again. Let me take you up there. Oh, great. We'll just pretend there wasn't a dead body there like 5 minutes ago. Is that blood on the mirror? Lisbeth leads you back to your room in the guest wing. This time she makes sure the room is clear of anything unexpected before you go in. No dead corpses this time? Only living ones, as you can see. I will leave you for now. If there is anything, you can find me in the courtyard. But for now, I recommend you get some rest. I'll come pick you up in the evening before the funeral. And without awaiting your reply, she leaves you before your room. The room is pristine and clean. Only the memory of Patrick's corpse lingers in the room. How are we going to sleep on that bed? You put your luggage down and exhaustion strikes you. Perhaps it was the travel, perhaps it was the stress, but before you realize it, you succumb to sleep. You dream of falling into a void. You hear voices of people you feel you should know by name. You want to look up to the sky so desperately, but something is stopping you, telling you you're not worthy of witnessing what is right above you. But suddenly, a series of loud thuds awaken you from this dream. And soon enough, Lisbeth appears. Without exchanging words, you two leave for the Great Hall. I guess it's funeral time? Oh, are we actually going to get to see the funeral? I don't know how long this demo is. Before you stand rows and rows of chairs, the occupants censored by the thick darkness engulfing the Great Hall. Your eyes are drawn towards the stage. It no longer breathes the calming atmosphere of the farewell of a loved one. Instead, oh my god, there is only this. Lisbeth places her hand on your back and gently pushes you, guiding you ever forward. That's terrifying. You keep passing sets of seats and guests, their faces unknown, barely lit, their gazes piercing against your back. She pushes you forward to the row of seats that stands forward at a small distance from the crowd. There are a few already occupied. You can just about discern Diana's silhouette. Lisbeth gestures at one of the chairs and sits herself down on another. With little else to do, you take your seat. You could almost touch the stage if you tried. You sense the room is slowly being filled with more and more people. One of them even takes a seat next to you. But all you can do is stare at the body in front of you. A deep, clear voice booms from the direction of the podium, soon followed by its owner, an older man taking stand behind the microphones. Oh my god. This is a cult. Welcome, everybody. His small eyes run over the crowd, seeking and searching for those to latch his steady gaze onto. When he reaches you, I'm gonna stare back. You try, but soon his gaze forces you to look away. Oh, well, I tried. Why is there a gun here, by the way? High Priest. Oh god, I don't like him. We have gathered today to bid final farewell to the greatest among us. Born from the lowliest of our families. So our family's lowly. Wait, is she? No. Right, wait. Eve was nothing short of an example to every single one of us. A truest servant of our magnificent patron. Who amongst you remembers how she effortlessly defanged her competition only 5 years ago? Who amongst you still feel the scars that she has inflicted on every single one of us? Who amongst you still dreams of the night of her ascension? And who amongst you thinks they can replace her majesty? A soft murmur runs through the crowd. I say, who here has the arrogance to believe they will serve our patron best? To your surprise, you see several hands from the crowd in the air. Ronaldo is among them. We could. Do we want to? Hell yeah. And one by one, we're part of this cult, man. We've got to go all in. And one by one, voices sound from the crowd, speaking a strange language and carrying a strange tune. You don't understand any of the words chanted, but you still feel them resonating deep inside of you. For the first time in years, you feel at home. Yes, say Lord and reach the patron. Oh my god. The crowd repeats their shouts. The flames flicker in the rhythm of their mantra. And when their voices reach crescendo, I don't know how you say that word, the high priest shushes them. Listen. Centuries ago, our families were lost. But then the stars whispered to us. They recognize how we represent the 5 tenets of humanity. Tradition, ambition, creativity, submission, and treachery. So are we treachery? They recognize that we were destined to serve the patron, and in turn the patron provides. Our Drutin provides, chants the crowd. Oh my god, you molded Mathilde into Eve and provided her the tools to do great works. Who of us lower beings could have ever expected her achievements when she took control? Her wit and persistence brought pitiful bankers to beg us for mercy. The laws now favour us and our creations are exhibited in every prominent gallery across the globe. But with her sad passing, one of us will now gain the patron's eternal power. As tradition prescribes, 12 of you have already been chosen. One of you shall be the patron's new favourite and the leader of us all. Come, chosen ones, come and present yourselves to me and Eve. Wasn't she saying that things would become clear when we got to the funeral? Soon enough, 11 of you stand before the podium. Aside from Ronaldo, you don't recognize any of the others. They are mixed in age, gender, origin, wealth, and level of excitement. The high priest looks over the lot of you. Then his dominating gaze makes way for confusion. I only count 11 of you. Patrick was murdered. He looks at you with his piercing gaze and visibly dry swallows. And who will replace him? One of the Rucolo twins, Your Excellency. That's wrong. I'm saying that wrong. He turns to them like the devil. He turns to them like the devil put fire beneath his shins. What are you waiting for? For the patron to come down and drag you forward? We just think, get down here, boy. And you too. As Corvus tried to say, who of you has taken Patrick's place? The twins exchange looks. Then Corvus steps forward, his shoulders tensed up. Neither of us needs to. For a brief moment, the old priest spoke no words. Instead, his shoulders heaved up and down. Are you daft? How dare you throw away this opportunity? You should be fighting each other for the honour, not acting shame. Perhaps Patrick shouldn't have shamed us by getting all murdered like that. Don't you talk about him like that. And he's not here to beg for forgiveness now, is he? Which one of you is going to take his place? Oh, they don't want to. We will play no part in this. The high priest inhales firmly, as if he were about to burst out. But instead, his eyes grow in enlightenment and he throws back his head. Very well. Oh, he walks over to the small red casket and takes the revolver on display in his hand. As he puts bullets in one by one, he addresses you directly. Oh my god, is it like a Russian roulette? Kind of. You, 11th child of treachery. He paces over to you and procures a coin from his pocket, his hand noticeably shaken in stress. Prove yourself to the patron. Heads or tails? That's a good way to choose someone's worthiness. Like, wait, what? It's not that complicated. Heads or tails? Am I choosing who's gonna get killed? I'm just gonna do it. Tails. The High Priestess turns to Cora and levels the revolver with her heart. Oops, before anyone can act, he pulls the trigger. A male voice cries out. In utter disbelief, you stare at the convulsing body of Cora, at her hand reaching into the sky as if attempting to claw back her soul into her body. Her mouth moves as if to say something, but the tremors from her chest make it impossible. You had no idea someone dying took this long. Did you even want this to happen? Of course not. In which case, shall we say this was a vision of things to come? Oh, so we can go back and change things. No, I will accept it. Very well. As the fog was removed from your eyes, you find yourself once more in the Grey Hall. The body is being covered with a white sheet, and members of the staff gathered around to take it away. I'm going to look at Diana. Diana looks at the body in contempt. Or has she simply been unable to change her expression ever since the shot? The priest takes the stage again. Say aloud and reach the patron. A soft drufting from the public follows, but is not enough to cover the remaining twins' soft sobbing. Oh patron, forgive us our inactions. Forgive us our temperance. Forgive us our compassion. I'm terrified reading this stuff. Like, I'm just gonna get, like, I don't know, absorbed into some sort of, like, cult in real life. Like, I'm just gonna get eaten by Cthulhu. Patron, forgive us, shouts the crowd. Oh patron, while we are weak, pathetic and scared, before you stand the strongest of us, the bravest, the most vicious. And through their cleverness, their ruthlessness and their charisma, one of them shall prove worthy of your respect. And then there only rests one thing to do before convergence. He once more takes the revolver from the casket. Ooh, that scared the shit out of me. He points at Eve's corpse, cocks to safety, and soon a gunshot echoes through the grey hall. A lucid liquid, bespeckled with dark red flakes, flows softly from the wound and stains Eve's clothes. Was she actually dead? The crowd starts counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When it reaches 11, you feel like your body is engulfed in ice-cold water. You try to breathe, but all you feel is deep emptiness filling your lungs. And then something warm spreads across your spine and ribs, as if it's grabbing hold of you. You gasp. When the high priest notices your reaction, he smiles. Let the convergence commence. Oh no! What was this? No! The story will continue. Halloween 2021. Okay. That took me a little bit to get into, but I like the concept. That's cool. I still have no idea what's really going on, and I love it. It's quite funny. It's interesting. I I want to know what else is going to happen. I want to know what the convergence consists of, and I want to play murder games. Yeah, I actually enjoyed that. I think that some of the writing was a bit strange. Like, I don't know if this is maybe translated. It kind of feels translated. That just either there was a few typos, and then some of the structures of the sentences didn't feel quite right. But by the end, I was like looking past that and just enjoying the whole atmosphere of it. The music's great. I like the artwork. I just feel like maybe, okay, so here's what I would do if this was my game. What I would like to get more immersed into the experience is, you know, sometimes there's a lot of description, but maybe that could be shown a bit more rather than told. Like, the only time anything really happened that was different was that gunshot happened. Whereas maybe it would have been nice to have, I don't really know, just more sound effects, more visuals to show some of the things that he was talking about rather than just saying everything. Although I understand it is easier to write something than it is to do a whole nother piece of art and stuff like that. But just for the sake of it being like a full-on visual novel that works well, like not that works well, that's like immersive and stuff, and like, for example, I don't know, when it says narration, just the title is a little bit strange and stuff like that. But just to make it a bit more like complete, I guess. But I mean, it's early. This game doesn't come out until Halloween 2021. So there's plenty of time for things to like get more smoother. Like, for example, this menu all looks great. It's just when it says narration, I'm like, I feel like there's a better way to lay that out maybe. But yeah, I liked everything else about it. Just the dialogue was a bit strange sometimes. And yeah, it didn't make sense sometimes. I guess because I'm not really a reader anymore. Like, some of the words are a bit like booky. That sounds so stupid. Like, a bit too, considering it's a visual novel, that's stupid. But like, I don't know. Again, I guess it's just a personal preference that I prefer visual rather than, I mean, the descriptions are fine too, but I prefer a little bit more feedback to my senses type of thing. But nope, again, music great, atmosphere great. Like, it was getting a bit annoying when they're like, I'm not gonna answer any of your questions, but I also get it because like it's building mystery and stuff, and that would be annoying. I also had no idea what I was getting into. I was just going along with it because embrace that cult life, y'all. But yeah, no. That was At Eve's Wake. Oh, I see why it's called At Eve's Wake, because this is Eve's Wake. But that went places that I didn't expect it to go. and I actually, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Again, if this was like had more budget, I guess voice acting would be super cool too. Because like, I'm not actually sure what country they're in or anything. I'm trying to imagine how these people would sound and stuff like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's a very, very cool concept. I like the whole idea. And I guess that is kind of it. I will leave that there. Thank you so much for watching. That was an interesting one. God, that's made me giggle a lot. And I will see you for the next one. Bye.